Former U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations and former National Security Advisor John Bolton joins me this evening. Ambassador, good to see you. Welcome in.
Glad to be with you.
So let's begin first with the war in Israel, sir. Another American has just died. Over 100 hostages still remain in captivity in Gaza. What can Israel and the U.S. do to get these hostages home safely?
Well, I think the most important thing is to let Israel continue to try and accomplish its objective of eliminating Hamas as a military and political force. The longer this goes on, the greater the risk to the hostages. But when you have deals to exchange hostages, you're simply strengthening Hamas's capability to resist. I know this is a hard calculus. People want the hostages back. It's entirely understandable. But the threat here that Israel's facing is from Hamas and from Iran, ultimately. So I think defeating Hamas, victory for Israel over Hamas, is the best way to ensure the safety of the current hostages and to minimize the chance of anybody taking more hostages in the future.
Let's talk about Iran. As someone who knows them very well, Ambassador. In fact, an Iranian operative charged in a plot to assassinate you back in 2022. Here we have this piece up on Newsmax.com by legal analyst Alan Dershowitz, who says basically there is a deliberate act of war. Iran must be stopped and stopped now. And saying they understand and appreciate only superior force, which we have not been using. Do you think, in your opinion tonight, should the United States attack Iran, Ambassador?
Well, I think that's the only way to establish deterrence, and I agree with Alan Dershowitz. In fact, I have an op-ed up on the Daily Telegraph website even as we speak. I think Dershowitz is exactly correct. The Shia militia groups in Iraq that have been attacking U.S. service members and even civilian personnel in Syria and Iraq are armed, trained, financed, and directed by Iran. And just a few days before Christmas, something else very interesting. The Pentagon said that a drone launched from Iranian territory attacked an Israeli-affiliated ship in the Indian Ocean. So that's the first time that the administration has acknowledged this Iranian war-making effort. And I think that's significant. And I think it's also significant that the level of attacks against our people, the level of attacks by the Houthis in the Red Sea, also armed and equipped and trained by Iran, have continued unabated. We have not established deterrence. Our people are at risk, and military officials have said the only reason we have not had a mass casualty attack in Iraq or Syria is due to luck. And that's not a strategy to protect Americans. Iran has to pay a cost here, and I think that is going to include military force by us.
And it has to be done somewhat as a surprise attack, right? The motivation, they can't know what's coming or where it's coming.
Right. There are a lot of targets inside Iran. It's air defense systems, some of the places where they train Shia militia groups and others like Hamas and the Houthi rebels. There are plenty of targets. We don't have to do anything that necessarily threatens the continuation of the regime, but they have to feel pain. I mean, to be perfectly cynical, the Ayatollahs in Tehran view Hamas, even Hezbollah and the Houthi, as expendable. So when we retaliate against Shia militia in Iraq, for example, that's not real pain to Iran. They see it as an open invitation to keep up and even escalate their attacks against us.
Well, we'll see if President Biden from the Caribbean tonight makes any announcements in the coming days. I do know on January 1st, it marks the anniversary of Soleimani's assassination by President Trump, taken out in that airstrike. He obviously, the Iranian military officer. Do you think that there could be any type of retaliation on the anniversary of that airstrike now, just days away?
Well, I think they're big on anniversaries in Iran, so I think it's a very real threat. And we know from the testimony of FBI Director Christopher Wray a few weeks ago, as he said, he sees red lights and red flags all over the United States for possible terrorist attacks in the wake of the Hamas attack on Israel. So I think everybody should be well advised to keep their eyes and ears open.
Ambassador John Bolton, good to have you in tonight, sir. Thank you.
Glad to be with you. Thank you.
Thank you.